Yo, 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 yo. We live? Oh man, I think so. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Fine Wednesday morning. Necessary reminder today. This is facts. Being a bitch is un-American. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. Hello. Let's go. What's up, bro? Happy Wednesday. Oh yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this fine Wednesday edition of BS with Hannas. I'm out here hanging out. I have a fog advisory warning. We're in Fogtown, USA, baby. On a Wednesday morning. Welcome. BS with Hannas. That's me. Nikki Hannas. Whole premise of this show, man. I'll wake up and take a good walk and read some good stuff, come talk to the people, go lift some weights, go to work, go about my business, do whatever it is I got to do that day. Yeah, man. Currently, I'm on using my clip, my AI clipping app. The video I did yesterday was flagged. Come on, YouTube. Why you doing me like that? It was flagged probably for a uh, extreme amount, an impeccable amount of just flowing profanity. So now it's age restricted, which means when I go to copy paste it into this clipping app, it won't let me. It's saying it's inauthenticated or something like that. So now I got to get on the AI helper on. Oh, here it is. What you got for me, Ollie? Opus Clips, by the way. Shout out Opus Clips. This is Ali from Opus Clip. What up, Ali? Good morning, dude. Welcome to BS with Be Honest. He says age restricted YouTube videos can't be imported via YouTube link. Instead, upload the video file directly from your device. That's corny. Since you're on iOS, you can also use the Opus Clip app from the App Store to upload directly from your iPhone or iPad. Oh man, can't you just let me upload this shit? Man, that sucks. That's what I get for being a pussy, though. That's what I get for being a bitch. That's what I get for having a bad day and letting it boil over and then spiral out. So I come out here and just unleash a torrent of visceral vocabulary. But that's okay. Because I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better for it. There's some wisdom in that video, too. So go watch yesterday's stream when the bitch voice wins. Sometimes it's just like that. Yeah, they age restricted that right away. Rat bastards. I wanted to clip it up. That's all right. But yeah, man, it's a fine Wednesday morning. Just doing the thing. Get back on the horse, dude. What I was basically talking about, the long and short of yesterday's stream is that, sometimes you get derailed and we all know it. We know it cerebrally, but it's a different thing to experience it in the midst of it when the passions are swaying, when the feelings are just strong as shit. The trick, the task, the duty, the challenge, all of that is to let those days not completely blow you off a fucking course, to not knock you off the horse. And then you just sit there in the mud saying, man, I don't have it in me to get back up. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. And like I'd also said yesterday, when I do some of my morning readings, when I'm reading my, self help books and personal development books and all those stuff, the good mental diet that I talk about often, it's when you're reading something in a book, when I'm chilling at home and I'm cozy and I'm reading and, all is well. I'm not actually, it's that old thing. What's the point of reading all this stuff if you don't do something with it? What's the point of reading all of this to not apply it into your actual life? Just because you fail, just because you miss, just because you blow it, that doesn't mean you're not still in the effort of employing this stuff in your daily life. So it's important to, I do believe, it's important to read the stuff. It's important to consume stuff that is good, a good mental diet instead of all the trash, instead of all the slop, all the horse shit, all the bullshit that there's no shortage of, that's fed to you, that's filtered directly into your bloodstream almost. It's in the food we eat, so on and so forth. All this stuff out there exists to make us feel stupid and hopeless and fucked up and not believe in ourselves and all that shit. And you know what? It's fucking effective. It's fucking effective too. So that's the fight that we're all in. I don't know. I mean, shit, maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe I'm just projecting and coping as it is. But it's got to take a long time. It's got to take a lot of reps, lots and lots of reps to be immune to the fuckery of it all. And I guess I'm just not there yet. I guess I'm just not there yet, man. And as I'm reading this book, this is the book currently. Here you go. Here you go, YouTube. Check it out. This is some wholesome content without a string of F bombs attached to it. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. There was one part that, but right before I was doing the stream yesterday when I was reading it, I'm in a bad mood. I got that bad mood. And I'm like, let me crack open this book to change my mind. There's one part that stuck out to me, right? So here it goes. This is from Mr. David Schwartz. He says, the number one obstacle on the road to high level success is the feeling that major accomplishment is beyond reach. This attitude stems from many, many suppressive forces that direct our thinking towards mediocre levels. And that's what it was, man. That's exactly what the fuck it was. These many, many, many sources. He goes on to say, to understand these suppressive forces, let's go back to the time we were children. Isn't that the classic story? Isn't that the classic story? Man, who hurt you? Man, were you like yelled at as a kid? Yeah, motherfucker. I was often and frequently. As children, all of us set high goals. At a surprisingly young age, we made plans to conquer the unknown, to be leaders, to attain positions of high importance, to do exciting and stimulating things, to become wealthy and famous. In short, to be first, biggest, and best. And in our blessed ignorance, we saw our way clear to accomplish these goals. But what happened? He asks. But what happened? Long before we reached the age when we could begin to work toward our great objectives, a multitude of suppressive influences went to work. Yeah, man, and they fucking work hard too. The multitude of oppressive and suppressive forces. They're out there, man. They're out there, and it's like the biggest thing, dude. The other little quip from this book that I really enjoyed was the idea that it's all your attitude. This is what all the wisdom masters said. This is what all the wise cats say. It's all your attitude. It's all in your attitude. And attitude is the principle of thought management. So what happens when you can't manage your thoughts effectively? Where do our thoughts even come from? Let's get into like some metacognition shit. Thinking about thinking. What good is all the philosophy? Where do you get this shit from? At what point? What's the intersection of your own personhood, your own thought capacity, your own belief systems, generally, your organic, genuine, self propelled thoughts versus just all this shit that's out here, just boom, 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 fucking coming in, moving you, swaying you. So where do those thoughts come from and shit? And when it comes down to, the big thing that really tripped me up was like this vicious thinking. It's like, man, why am I playing make believe every day? Ooh, and that's a dark, that's like a fucking desolate thought process. When you're like, who the fuck do I think I am? What am I doing this shit for? This ain't gonna happen. It's a pipe dream. It's wishful thinking. It's difficult sometimes to really, really just trust. Sometimes a good mood will be placating enough to be like, you know what? Nah, this is I. This is I. But then who knows? It's tough to. We have this fucked up thing as people where we need to know. We need to know for certain. Certainty is what kind of gets to us, I think. At least for me. If I know something's going to work out, if I know it's going to get done, I don't think twice about it. Like I said yesterday, one thing I'm good at is doing shit that I don't want to do. And even if I don't want to do it, I'll make sure it gets done to completion. Back to it. Even those days, man, when I would be up doing blow all night and shit, I'd have no sleep, that quick 7 a.m. shower to attempt to come back to life. And it's like, well, today is going to suck shit when I get to work. This is just going to be miserable. But you know what? I'm not worried about it because I know I'm going to get it done. Even if it's the last thing in the world I want to do, there's a sense of certainty in my own brain that like it's all good. It's going to get done. I'll suffer the cost. I'll suffer pay the tax on my misdoing, pay the tax on my wrongdoing, but it's going to get done. When that certainty's not there, it's like, brother, I'm just spinning my wheels. The Sisyphean struggle, just pushing that rock up the hill. It's like sometimes, fuck, I'm never going to finish it. And even if you know that as soon as you put that rock to the top of the mountain, it's going to come back down anyway. Like, yeah, but then, the multitude of suppressive forces, the chorus of fucking harpies. So where do your thoughts come from? There's a good argument out there that, your thoughts aren't even your own. There's a lot of arguments for that. Where do they come from? How much of your thinking is actually you? You know, how much of it's inspired by other things? How much of your thinking comes from God? How much of it comes from the devil? How much of it's the enemy fucking just getting in there, ding, 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 just getting in your fucking brain and just fucking pinching at you and poking at you, prodding at you. You know what I mean? Just like telling you bullshit, whispering sweet nothings in your ear. And we're all foolish enough to fucking believe that shit. So that's what I'm thinking about, dude. That's what I'm thinking about. And as it turns out, you know, just existing there is what's going to keep you there. And we all know that. We all know that. But when you're fucked up and tripping on something, it's real. The impetus for action has to be strong. And it's easy to lose sight of that. That impetus to like be like, you know what, dude, I have to get the fuck up, metaphorically or literally, whatever. Just like go do it. Just go fucking do it. You want to fucking be all pissed at yourself that you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. Here's a solution. Go do it. Like now. Like you should have done it 5 minutes ago. You should have done it yesterday. Hey, idiot. Get up and go do it now, motherfucker. Like it ain't gonna do itself. What's that weird fucking like hypnosis type state in between that and that? I don't know, man. I don't know, but like fuck it. So I got up and did it. And when I was done doing that stream yesterday, I experimented with the, music video reaction thing, and that's up here on the fucking YouTube. And if my stream yesterday got what did I say it was age restricted for profanity, surely for just relentless profanity, which is a strike against my character. I should be able to express myself more eloquently without so many f bombs, without so many not mean, you know. But like, whatever, dude. Whatever, man. I'm out here learning. I'm out here figuring it out. Now I know if I curse too much, my clip app won't work. And if my clip app doesn't work, how can I generate views? If I can't generate views, what's the use of doing it in the first place? That's the fucking trip. So it's almost comical. It's almost comical that I fucking get up today and I'm like, all right, let me just do all these things. Nope, can't do that. Haha, you suck, idiot. And you know what? Sometimes it's like, yeah, I blew it. And that's part of the tax, man. You gotta pay it. You gotta deal with it. But then the music video thing got a copyright I don't know if it's a copyright restriction or not. The video's still on YouTube. Probably 'cause I'm playing someone else's shit. I thought fair use is all right, so but I don't know. That's also part and parcel of trying something new, of experimenting with something different. You do something new and there's a whole series of things you gotta learn. You wanna start playing guitar? Well, you don't always think about the act of building your calluses. You just wanna learn how to hold it and how to make sick noises and how to play songs. When your fingers start burning up, though, when you're getting used to sliding up and down on a rusty G string, ha, pun intended, when you're getting used to doing that and your fingers just fucked up, you're like, ow, dude, this sucks. I don't want to keep playing. The only solution, though, is to keep playing or be smart about it and be like, you know what? Maybe I should pump the brakes for an hour and then come back to it, you know? Or just be one of those bad motherfuckers that just grinds it out no matter what the pain of it is, no matter what the short-term displeasure of it is, short-term negative fucking feelings to it, because that leads to a longer-term thing. And what's the big question of all this shit in terms of mindset, in terms of mentality, in terms of self-actualization and all these things? What's the long term? The long term is, all right, those days are important. Did you learn something from it? Or were you just wallowing and being a miserable fuck? That's the takeaway that I think. I think that's the takeaway at least. And there was too much wallowing in it. So onwards we fucking go. Onwards we fucking go, dude. And today is onwards into a foggy, fine Wednesday. But you know what? Hey, dude, spring is coming. Spring is in sight. I think today is day 46 for me of doing 75 hard. So at least I got a stupid little walk to take later, right? I got a stupid little water bottle to drink later. I read my 10 pages. You know what I mean? But like that shit adds up. That shit does mean something. It just ain't always gonna be fun along the way. Hey, what up, Maddie? Maddie K in the chat. Onwards on a blessed Ash Wednesday. Yeah, it's Lent, huh? Yeah, man. Blessed Ash Wednesday to you, dude. Stop being grumpy. Hey, don't tell me what to do. I have a naturally grumpy misdemeanor. I would like to be naturally joyous, and I have joyous moments. I can be joyous, you know, fucking tell me exactly how to do it, huh? That's the thing. I know it's not always an ideal state. I don't want to just exist. Give up being grumpy for Lent. Attitude is everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But y'all, what the fuck? Why you calling me out like that? Don't call me out like that for being grumpy. Gotta be a little bit grumpy. I got to. It's a fucking cold and evil place out here sometimes, man. The overly joyous among us, what's that? That's old school Jordan Peterson. That's like 2018 era Jordan Peterson, which is just another guy on the internet as far as I'm concerned, but a useful voice, a voice to weigh our opinions against, some kind of metric, some kind of paradigm to consider, potentially incorporate. The old school Jordan Petersonism that I'm referring to, is what's the line? You're so joyous, you're so positive, you're so happy. Where does that turn into naivety? Where does that turn into being taken for a fool? Where does that turn into losing the edge that's necessary? And if I profess to want to be a winner, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. So what are these fucking suppressive forces at play, miscellaneous as they are, that make me kind of grumpy, that make me kind of just agitated? It's not the totality of my personality. Maybe it's just a repressed shadow self that needs to be incorporated. Yeah, possibly. If I had a lot of FU energy yesterday and Monday, which I did, uh, a jacked up proportion of it was directed at myself. That's the issue, not the having the energy, Or maybe it is. Maybe it is, and I'm full of shit. Maybe it is, and I'm just ranting and raving and just tripping, and maybe I'm just cursed to be that way forever. It's tough. For me, it's a balance. It's a constant balance. But that implies that balance is good and virtuous when it's not necessarily, But these are big fucking ideas, and I'm getting close to the 20-minute mark, so I can't keep going too long. And if I got that energy, you know what I need to do with it? I need to put it under a squat bar and nut up and shut up and fucking, what's that thing that they don't encourage you to tell people to do anymore? Oh yeah, man up. Need to man up and fucking use it correctly then. And that's as simple as it's got to be. That's as simple as it's got to be. Be grumpy. I would love to be joyous. I would love to possess a constantly joyous demeanor. I don't know that that's realistic. I don't know that that's actually possible. I am in a state of admiration for those cats that are always smiling. And I said this before on the stream. When I was younger and I was more resentful, when I was more embittered by just the suppressive forces as they are, I'd see those happy people and be like, fuck you, happy dude. Which is symptomatic of me being fucked up, obviously. But I'm at this point in my life, it's like, damn, what's the secret? Well, is there a simple secret to just being happy? Is happiness as a general way of being, is that a desirable end goal? Like, so maybe I'm just asking too many questions. Maybe it's those internal voices and internal thoughts that I'm not even certain of my own in the first place. Maybe they're just running rampant. Maybe they just need to be reined in and disciplined and put the lash on them and just say it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what's in front of me. What matters right now then is going to be to wrap this up and keep it moving, go hit the gym, lift some fucking heavy ass weight, and then get to work. And when I get to work, then the trick is to not be fucking grumpy because I'm in the service industry. So it's got to be service with a smile, motherfucker. I digress. Thanks for hanging out on this fine Wednesday morning. Profanity ridden as it is. Happy Wednesday. Happy Ash Wednesday to all y'all out there. It's been a fine Wednesday episode of BS with B. Hannas. That's me. Here on YouTube, Nikki B. Hannas. You can find this on YouTube, BS with B. Hannas. Goes out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, so on and so forth. You want to hear some music? I make some music. I'm starting to do more music content, hopefully, on YouTube. Unless the powers that be keep throwing curveballs at me and I fucking strike out again and then I despise myself. You want to find my music? I got the blues, man. Angry, grumpy, agitated, attitude drenched, heavy blues metal. Ha. Heavy blues metal. NikkiBHannas.com, NikkiBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. You want to see the whole feed, which one day jacked up my consistent output. So see, that's what I'm saying, man. You got to tighten the shit up. Got holes in the boat, better plug them. Want to support the mission, etc. Patreon.com/Nikki B. Hannas. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Keep it real. One love. Peace.